Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Port Charles Chat for the week of November 3rd through November 7th. I'm Mom.
And I'm Brandon.
Thank you guys for joining us again today. So let's get right to it. We'll start again with our top 10 list of what happened this week. First of all, Sasha is kidnapped by Sidwell. Carly is a witness, and Carly goes straight to Brennan to let him know what is going on. Sidwell, of course, wants his diamonds back. Jason later delivers the diamonds and rescues Sasha. And then later, Sasha is delivered back to her mother and her father by Jason. And then we have once more the town is continues to learn about the death of Sam, and we also see we continue to see the reactions regarding this. Um, Willow decides to comfort Drew, and in the meantime ends up sleeping with Drew. The nanny cam videotapes them, and Michael sees it. Lucas is having a hard time because of the loss of Sam, and so Brad does come to him and he does comfort him during his time. This does not make Carly happy because she does witness Brad and Lucas being close with each other. Portia wonders if Lucas should have performed the surgery, and she does ask questions to. She questions herself, and then she questions one of the doctors also, and tries to figure out whether or not she should have let this happen. Alexis goes to the Quartermain mansion, and she does mention that she does want her grandchildren to live with her. At this time, no one's ready to make a decision, but she does express this to Dante and then to Olivia also. Brooklyn Chase talk about Violet because Chase is just returning from taking Violet to Washington to be with her father, and they both decide they still want a child. And then Nina and Ava had an interesting conversation, and they talk about Drew, and they talk about the fight that occurred during at the bar. And I'm sorry, I'm referring to the fight with Drew and Cody. And that is actually the week in a nutshell. Brandon, did I leave anything out?
Just that, and of course, everyone still dealing with the loss of Sam.
Oh, yes. Yes, the whole town is dealing with the loss of Sam. All right. And which leads to our top storylines of the week. And I said there were really three of them. There's where's more, we're dealing with the loss of Sam, but more specifically, I think Alexis is where I think I'd like to focus. And I think that Alexis and Sam and the relationship that they had is discussed, and then how Alexis is coping with her loss. And then we have Sidwell and the Diamonds and everything around Sidwell and the Diamonds. That's another storyline that occurred this week. And then we have Willow and Drew. And for me, those are the top three. Brandon, do you agree, disagree, or would you like to add on?
Yeah, for the most part, it's those.
Those. Okay. All right. And then as for performers of the week, I have to give it to Alexis. I think Alexis is doing a really good job this week. At the same time, I need to give Dante some credit because they're allowing Dante to play a really nice role now, and so Dante is doing a great job performing this week also. I've got to give credit to Jason. Jason's kind of doing two different things. I mean, he's dealing with the loss of Sam, then he's dealing with these diamonds. And so the fact that he can kind of go back and forth on that is kind of amazing. So Jason's doing a good job. And then I have to give credit to the children with with Scout and Danny because they've given them some pretty hefty material to deal with. And so I think they're acting really well. All right, Brandon, did you have any performers of the week?
So definitely, yeah, as you mentioned, my main one is Alexis, and I 100% agree with those other mentions that you gave, such as like with the children and Dante. I'll also throw Olivia Falconeri up there as well. And then I'm going to do oddball. I'm going to throw Sidwell up there.
You are. And why are you throwing Sidwell up there?
You know, his scenes this week were just so amusing, and I like him and Sasha's banter. I'm sure we'll get to that in a moment, but yeah, I mean, I think it was really amusing and just really sort of compelling part of the week, just because he's such an intriguing character.
Yeah, he is. He is. All right, and as for amusing scenes, you're right, Brandon. That does bring me to the amusing scene of Sasha and Sidwell because they were kind of fun to kind of watch. I will say I'm happy to see that, and I don't know how much further. Of course, Sidwell's going to be on the show. I have a feeling we're not done with him yet, but but I was happy to see that they actually dealt with the diamond issue pretty quickly. So it kind of makes you wonder what else is going to go on with this. But yes, those were two who I thought were amusing. And then I thought Ava and Nina, as they were talking about Drew, I thought they had a really kind of funny conversation. So that amused me during this week. And then Tracy and Cody once more amused me. All right. Did you have any amusing scenes?
Well, of course, like I mentioned with Sidwell, and to go back into that a little bit further, I mean, Sasha tells her whole sob story about how Holly was never there for her, and Sidwell was sort of moved by this. It's just like, wow, she really is kind of pathetic. I can't wait to tell her that in person. Now give me my diamonds.
Yeah, it was all about the diamonds this week.
But yeah, that was there. And as you mentioned, of course, Cody and Tracy, that was definitely amusing about what the discussion what happened at the Brown Dog Bar. I'm trying to think. I don't think there were really any other major amusing scenes per se. Uh, although I do have a one extra thought, but I'll save that for our questions.
Alrighty. And then as for touching scenes, it was really anything regarding Sam this week. That to me would be the touching scenes. Did you have any different touching scenes?
Ooh, I will. I would say actually, Robert Scorpio caring about Holly. I mean, caring about Sasha.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree with that also. And then as for my fast forward scenes of the week, Willow, that was just gross. So I would have to go Willow and Drew. Did you have any fast forward scenes this week, Brandon?
Well, yeah, definitely that. I don't know what I found more disturbing that what they were doing, or that they were doing it in the playroom at the Quartermains, or why did Michael have a camera over there? I mean, I know he was at the Quartermains, but not in the main house. And then not only did he see the video, but he repeatedly, like, we saw him go around to continue watching the whole thing. So I'm
Yeah,
I'm a little bothered by that.
yeah. And then I had a what's going on thought, and that meaning even though Willow was spending a lot of time with the Quartermains, no one asked who was watching Willow's children. Surely they were not home alone, and that nanny cam sure didn't go to their house. So the question is, who's watching the children? Willow and not Willow and Drew, Willow and Michael's kids. Did you have anything such as that, Brand?
And remind, what was this category called?
I just said, and what was going on with that?
Yeah, so for me, this goes back to the question I was mentioning earlier, and that is, we see the big explosion that happens, and that Jason and Sasha make it out just on time. But we see that, what's it? But we see that Brennan is on the platform, on the stairwell as the building explodes, and from the seams of it, it's like, oh, well, I guess John Brennan is gone, and then until he's perfectly fine in the next scene.
Yeah.
So,
He wasn't hurt. He wasn't even dusty. So I guess
I
he
mean,
escaped pretty quickly.
I
Yeah.
mean, even Jason and Sasha had like, like bruises to their clothes, and like they look like they just escaped danger, and then Brennan just looks like, it's been a bad Tuesday for me, or I guess Friday. So I don't know what's up with that.
I know, and it was amazing. They all managed to know exactly where to meet, and Anna, poor Anna's kind of left out a little bit, although she kind of knows what's going on. But yeah. And then my next category was where did they go? Um, where's Lucky? Lucky was brought back to town for a reason. Lucky is missing again. And then even further than that, where is Lulu? We have spent months with someone sitting by Lulu's side, and now we don't see her. And I know the attention was given in regards to Sam, but at the same time, um, someone should be sitting by Lulu because she just came out of the surgery. Or at least someone explain where she is at this point. All right, Brandon, do you have any? Where did they go?
Yeah, I would say up until this last episode, Rick just kind of disappeared for a little bit. And when he randomly showed up, he didn't seem to be a part of any of that. The main plot. He's sort of doing his own thing.
Yes, Rick did disappear also. Yes. And then welcome back, Chase. Quite honest, I forgot he was gone. So, Brad, did you have a welcome back?
Well, we just saw Chase the day that Sam died.
Yeah, you're right. We did. We did. It was just that Brooklyn made a point of saying, that he was just returning, and so if I'm kind of forgetting this is all like within 2 days, or it seems like within 2 days of this happened. But it was just the fact that Brooklyn said, "I'm so happy you're back," which made me go, "Oh, were you gone?"
Yeah, and I'm kind of curious as to into all of this of where are what's the timeline of this, because I know we were pretty on par with Halloween. I believe the Halloween started, I think, the day before the actual Halloween and has went up to sometime this week. But Election Day should be coming up for Drew, so I'm not entirely sure as to when we're going to get that. Is this upcoming week?
I don't know. It has been an incredibly long day for the cast over there. And so that is a good question of what day is it really? Because Alexis has gone all over the place in a matter of, we think, 2 days.
Yeah, and yeah, to mention that as well is, have we? I mean, since the hospital and prior to this week, have we seen like really? Yeah, Alexis and Dante. I know we saw them at the very end of, I believe, Friday's episode together, but it seems like Alexis was just sort of taking charge. So it seems like, in my thought, that even though I know a fictional day or so has only passed, but it seems like they would have been together at some point in time or another earlier than this.
You would think so. I think they were, and my days are starting to kind of go together. I think they were together just initially after it happened, but after that, you're right. It was on Friday when they both started speaking, and they talked about the ring and everything like that.
But yeah, so I'm not sure where we're going in that regard, but I guess we'll find out.
I guess so. And then as for next week, things that I'm looking forward to would, of course, would be Sidwell. It'd be interesting to see what they plan to do with him. And then going back to, I think, just wrapping back around with Lulu, we've had the surgery now. What's going to occur? Brandon, what are you looking forward to next week?
I'm kind of curious as to the whole Jason Anna thing, just because I feel like Rick has sort of messed with Anna at a vulnerable time, and I think now she's going to potentially start questioning Jason. The question is, does Jason actually have something to hide? We don't think so, but again, uh, the show is now being known for these random missing scenes that's come back months later, days, weeks, months later, where it's like, oh, well, these scenes happened, and we didn't tell you.
Yeah, yeah, we've noticed that they've done quite a bit of that. All right. And it'll be interesting to hear what you guys think about what happened this week also. So let us know in the comments. And we thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, we hope that you enjoyed it. And Mom, I actually had a question for you before we end this out.
All right. What is your question, Brandon?
Will we see more of Sasha, Holly, and Robert Scorpio together in this upcoming week?
That is a good question. It'll be interesting to see if we do. My guess is that we will. My other question is Holly really telling the truth about everything? I believe that Sasha's her daughter. I believe that Robert Scorpio is the dad. But I think there's something else going on here, and we just don't know it. And so that will be interesting to see. Oh, and someone else who's been missing for a little bit is Natalia. So I think she comes. I think I saw in the previews that she does come back this week. So it'll be interesting to see of where she's been and what she's been up to.
But yeah, I'd like to see the twist of. I think we were discussing this earlier.
Mhm.
Natalia and Sidwell working together.
Yeah, we did talk about that, and I think that would be a great twist to kind of blend in into the storyline, and to see where that kind of leads, because that, of course, would involve Jason again and Sunny, And so that would actually be entertaining.
But yeah, it really would.
Yes. And so we can't wait to hear what you guys think. And thank you once more for joining us again. And we look forward to seeing you next week as we do our next Charles chat. Have a great day, everybody.
We'll see you next time.
All right. Bye bye.